Are we starting with the Harry Potter news, or do we want to start somewhere else first?
Let's get it out of the way.
Oh, really? I thought you'd want to talk about that one more.
No, because I'm not happy about it.
Just about an hour ago, I'll say about an hour ago by now, it was reported that Warner Brothers is officially moving forward and rebooting. This is the key word here, guys. Rebooting Harry Potter. They're not creating another storyline. They're not creating new characters. They are giving Harry Potter a TV series on HBO Max. And what they detailed in the article is that it's going to be 7 seasons with 1 season focusing on 1 book. So 7 movies, 7 seasons, 1 book per season. Full reboot. Nobody else's from the previous story is involved. We are once again going to be getting Harry, Hermione, and Ron, as well as all of the other characters. Obviously, probably told a little different because it is in TV form. But either way, everyone who watched the movies, which are just over 10 years old, they're not 30 or 40 years old. They are just over 10 years old. Plus, the Fantastic Beasts movies have been just kind of like limping its way through movie theaters. Nussbaum 8 movies, I get it. Whatever, dude. Don't technicality, okay? We are officially getting a brand new Harry Potter's TV series, which has been talked about for a while, but it's not something new. It's something old. You two are the Harry Potter nuts. So I'm very happy that you two are with me on this show right now because I'm very, very interested on where these opinions lie. Jill, I'll let you start. Thoughts on this news?
When you sent that to us, that my first reaction was that gif of Ryan Reynolds in the nurse outfit and went, but why? Because like that's literally my exact thoughts. Like why? I think it's really bad timing with like all the JK nonsense going on and her being a hot pile of garbage and like I think it's really bad timing. Like, I understand wanting to elaborate more on the story just because the movies did leave a lot out of the books. Like, we didn't get any of the spew stuff. We got a very, very horrible portrayal of Ginny Weasley in the movies. But, like, why? Like, the movies are such a big, huge phenomenon. I don't think it's necessary at all to have a television series. I think the only way I would get even remotely excited about it is if it was an animated series.
Oh, interesting.
Just because it's another way of telling it. Like, we already have the live action movies. Like, if I want to dive into that world again, I can watch the movies or read the books. Like, I really don't need another live action retelling of it. If it was animated, my interest would be piqued a little more just because I think you could do a lot of really cool stuff with animation. You could do one of my favorite moments in the movies was the animated stuff of Tales of Beetle the Bard, but I don't know. And JK is going to be attached most likely, which again, that's an issue in itself. I don't know. I think they're milking. I think they're just milking it, but what do I know?
Brian.
This is stupid.
We're on the same page.
Let me be clear. The only reason they're doing this... Wait, Jake, you just unstarred the one I was going to show.
Did you not see my private chat?
I did, but there's a reason why I was going to do it.
That's fine, but you don't have to show it.
Okay. They're redoing this, I bet you, because the original cast is not doing it because of her.
So they're like, they want to get rid of the original cast in a way?
What, you mean like doing a sequel, you mean? Instead of a reboot?
I guarantee you, if all of them were on board, they would continue it.
Like a sequel?
Yeah. They would do something else. But they have made it extremely clear that they are not going to be a part of it if she's attached to it.
Yeah, good.
So what is the next best thing for them to do? Fine, let's just start all over. Let's just do it all over. Let's find people that don't care as much as these people do and are willing to do it, and then we'll go from there. Because here's the thing. It's not that we need the same story told over again. Her stories, the books, great, fantastic. Jill is 100% correct in the sense that they left out a lot that can be absolutely dived into more through doing this way. You are going to alienate a lot of the old fans that are not going to want to see this new telling because they're so emotionally attached to it. Here's a thought. Make better movies. Your Fantastic Beasts was mid at best.
The first one was good.
The first one was good.
They're not fantastic.
I enjoy them. I enjoy them just for the fact that it's Harry Potter and that or Wizarding World. Mm-hmm. Other than that, there's nothing there that like I'm like dying to see more of. So it's like, how about you just tell a better story? And I've been saying this for years. The smartest thing they could do is go back so far that there is no connection to anything. The story they need to tell, if they are going to tell it and do something new, is the creation of Hogwarts. The 4 founders and how they made Hogwarts and the years after they started. That it would sell like crazy. Because you have no connection to the Harry Potter stuff. The biggest draw is probably Hogwarts in general. I mean, look at how well the game just sold, regardless of what was going on. Granted, we've gone 20-something years without ever having a video game that is not just a literal like slap together from the retelling of the movie or a Lego. So I think it's a very skewed thing if they're looking at, oh my God, look how well the video game did. We should reboot the stuff because look at how well it's doing. That didn't happen because of the massive craving for Harry Potter. That happened because it took 20 years for us to finally get a game that we wanted for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's only been 10 years since the last one. People are still extremely emotionally attached to these actors and playing these roles. Whoever takes over for Snape, I'll hate him regardless of who it is.
Yeah, like
it's and
you can't replace Alan Rickman, you can't replace Robbie Coltrane, like exactly. And you're gonna have to, and like no,
you can't replace Emma Watson. What are you guys talking about?
I mean, also
regardless,
yes, but
it's
my girl.
There is a lot of red flags, and they're just looking past it and seeing the dollar signs that they think they're gonna get to. Because guess what?
Warner Brothers MO too.
Yeah, and guess what? The kids I work with, middle schoolers, they don't care. They don't like Harry Potter. Mm-mm. It's not cool to them right now.
Unless their parents grew up with Harry Potter, like the younger generation, like
So
what I've seen anyway.
You're kind of I don't know. I mean, I don't see this. I see this backfiring hard. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, in my opinion, personally, if you sign up to be on this show, you're fine with what J.K. Rowling's saying. Because
I don't know if I would put it that far.
Jake, if the original actors are saying they will not,
I know that, and I agree with that. I get that, but sometimes like there's decisions involved that we're not, like we don't know about, and like I get it, but we also have to think of some of like, look what Harry Potter did for Daniel Radcliffe. And I know the whole JK thing wasn't out at the end. Like, I get it. I get it. Trust me, I'm not arguing against your point. All I'm saying is we can't bury a young actor 6 feet underground just because they might choose to be in this role. Like
the kids,
they're gonna be under 18, so they're
this
not.
Is gonna be a look. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
Their parents are signing off on it. That's the thing. So the parents are the ones that are the kids. I doubt they even understand. I completely agree with you on that because they will be like what, Jill? 10, 11?
They probably won't cast an 11-year-old, but they're gonna be under 18.
Yeah,
you're not gonna cast a 19-year-old, 11-year-old.
Yeah, you're not gonna those like if I tried to explain, at least I would imagine, to my 7th graders, like the overarching thing, they're gonna be like, I don't get it. Like they're not gonna really understand very much. But you're damn sure the parents understand what they're talking about. And I guarantee you there's parents everywhere that are gonna be like, that's fine. We just want a good paycheck coming out of this.
Yeah, people are just gonna want, I mean, whether they support her, what she's saying or not, they're gonna be like, money, fame, yay.
100%.
But
all right, let me step in here. I'm gonna bring up super chat real quick. This one's from Tim Sim. Make sure I get this before I start talking here. Between the creative and controversial political implications of this doesn't excite me at all. It's all about JK reestablishing her platform and money. I would say it's more about Warner Brothers doing it.
It's Warner Brothers.
You are on the right track.
So. I would be surprised if she has any like if anything, she would be similar to how George Lucas was for the sequel trilogy.
I'll be an executive producer.
Yeah, where she really doesn't have creative anything having to do with it. But at the end of the day, it's Wizarding World. At the end of the day, it's Wizarding World. It's her world, and it's retelling of Harry Potter. So
exactly. Here's the thing. What do they really need her for? When you have the books,
doesn't matter what they need her for. She has control.
Exactly, she has control, and she will still get a bunch of money from it. But here's the thing: if the company wants to, they can just be like, "Tell it from the book, write a script, take it from the page." She had to create Fantastic Beasts. She had to think of new stories and do all that. Harry Potter's just. I mean, you just got to adapt the book. The book's already done.
Ryan, the studio can't do that without her saying yes. That's what I'm getting at.
But she's going to want it. She's not going to want to change her book.
But that's what I'm saying, though. She has control. It's her decision.
100%. She has control.
The studio can't just say, okay, directors, you do what the book says because JK is telling them what to do. She has final say over all of it.
Yeah, I get that. She has control over the rights. They can't do it without her in any way, shape, or form.
But at the same time, I'm saying I don't see if they're just going to be like, we just want to tell it exactly how the book is.
Then what's the point? Oh well,
then it would be creative differences, and the project wouldn't happen because it's JK's way or nothing.
I just don't. I see Warner Brothers literally just tell the book. Literally just take the book, use that. That's going to be your story.
But they have to follow JK's lead, unfortunately.
That's fine, but you have to remember she's not the one that is clamoring for them to probably make this. I guarantee you, this is probably 100% spear-led by Warner Brothers.
I have no doubt that you are 100% correct on that. But if JK doesn't want it to happen, Warner Brothers has no choice.
Yeah, exactly. I guarantee you she's fine with it. She don't care. What does she care?
She gets final say, and so whatever Warner Brothers is literally the puppet on JK's string for Harry Potter, and no matter what happens, whatever they want to do, JK is calling the shots. She is the one calling the shots for everything.
I don't think she is going to have as much needed input as something like Fantastic Beasts.
No, well, because she's not going to be the screenwriter for it.
Exactly.
She's still going to be there.
She'll still, but
you can't tell me that this woman who we despise, we can't stand, has made some of the worst comments you can possibly make, will not take the opportunity to be there and make every, excuse my French, fucking decision she possibly can.
Yeah, she's gonna.
I don't see that. And Brian, I get what you're saying. I just disagree. I think that it is JK and JK's way only, no doubt, and she will be there every second. And I just think that she's gonna have her hands on everything.
And based on her comments that she's made in regards to her trash comments, like, she's very much like, I could give two shits about what everyone's saying. I get the paycheck at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, her pools she can fill with $100 bills, and
she's gonna be very, I don't think she's gonna be writing the screenplay by any means or the scripts for any of it. She's gonna be behind the director's chair,
unfortunately. And
unfortunately.
Look, I echo everything that you guys are saying. I did want to just kind of bring something up, and I was having a conversation with another buddy of mine who's a massive, massive Harry Potter fan. And no, just a buddy I know at work. And he made a great point in, as far as like world, and I know there's a million properties out there, but when you think of like something that's world building in film franchises, film, TV, etc., there's really three major franchises that stand out. And of course there's more, so please, chat, don't come at me for not mentioning your franchise. I'm just bringing these up. The three are Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter.
100%.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that universally, if you say one of those three things or all of those three things, everyone's going to know.
So here's the crazy thing that he said. And I was like, wow, you're right. There is only one franchise out of the three that would ever reboot themselves.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, maybe 50 years, 60 years down the line, maybe we could see another Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, through their faults and successes, whatever,
they're telling different stories.
Mm-hmm. They're not going back to the same effing well just 10 years after telling the story.
Yeah.
Or at least when the story ended.
Like, the world building literally has, like, the characters in the Harry Potter stories. They're like, if you go on like Harry Potter wiki, you can go back like legit 19 generations and all those generations kids, and they all have history and they all have backstory, and it's like you could tell so many other freaking stories.
Like,
Jake, what was the three you said? Harry Potter, Star Wars, and what?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
I'm with Jane. I think Marvel might have bumped Lord of the Rings out.
Marvel's in that, sure, but remember, Lord of the Rings is now making more content where they just made the movies. They didn't have any content. Fair. So if they were making content like Marvel, they would be in the conversation. I'm just saying, as far as like the world building and how far, like, here's a better example. When we met the characters in Marvel, it was the very beginning of everything. Of course, there's small stories like Steve Rogers and some stuff in the past. We met Star Wars. It was at the end of the timeline. We met Lord of the Rings. It was kind of at the end of the timeline. We met Harry Potter. It was kind of at the end of the timeline.
It was the end of the timeline.
So there's all of that stuff before, whereas Marvel, there's very limited, and they're building a franchise. You have so much time with Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. And we had the conversation before. I just wanted to bring it up because I didn't think of it that way. You think of Harry Potter as this prestige, like, high quality, incredible world, which it is. Books, great video game, great films. I get it. But they are completely falling on their ass by not just doing Fantastic Beasts, but also rebooting themselves when you don't need to.
There's literally no reason to reboot it.
It's not even like those movies were bad enough to reboot.
No.
Fantastic.
It's literally, I mean, how many times do I have to say it? Tell the origin of Hogwarts. Like, that would be, as much as I hate to say it, because she's a trash bag, I'd probably still watch it. Because I want to see that. That's something new. I don't know.
Yeah.
everything that they're gonna put out there. So like that's something I, as a longtime Harry Potter fan for almost 20 plus years, I want to know what's going on still if they're putting out new stuff. You're just gonna retell the story. I've already read a book.
I'm not gonna be excited
in the
to watch
movie.
it.
I don't care.
No.
You're not going to show me anything I don't already know.
This is the third. So just think of it this way. For you guys, this is the third time you'll see this story.
That's what I mean.
Like, yeah. I don't need to see Uncle Ben die again. Like, I don't need to see
we talked about that.
Like,
yeah,
I
that
don't
means
need to see
parents.
it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to see Snape die twice. I don't need Cedric dying twice. I get it. You're not showing me any different from the first 2 times. If you start something new and start throwing out how Hogwarts was made, or
tell about the freaking
the Goblin Rebellion,
the Marauders. Like, yeah, they're related to Harry, but at least it's something freaking different. Like,
yeah, you can literally
tell the stories of the Gaunts. There's
anything.
so like it's dumb. It's stupid.
Here's the thing: Crimes of Grindelwald, or not? Excuse me, not Crimes of Grindelwald. Fantastic Beasts could have been amazing.
I liked the first one.
Guess what? Your writing was shit.
Because it was JK.
That's what I mean. So guess what? Nothing's going to change if it's the same person writing.
She's not going to write it.
Crap.
She's not going to write this one.
Well, and we haven't really mentioned this, but I'm sure it's obvious to everyone. But unless they do movies, which I'm sure they will at some point, this is the next 10 to 14 years of Harry Potter life. Unless you do them one season every year, which is very hard for HBO because they have a lot of other stuff going on. That's very difficult. Which
that's
they might.
7 years.
That's at least it's 7 years of content when it releases.
I bet you
it's probably around 14. The 10 to 12 range. I would say maybe 14 if you do every 2 years. But that is a decade or more of Harry Potter content that is telling the same story over again.
So frustrating.
It's dumb. I don't understand. Like, Warner Brothers needs to get their shit together with DC before they focus on rebooting Harry Potter. Yeah. Like, are you just giving up on DC that easily? Where you're like, let's not make something new. Let's make something that worked and do it again? Question mark. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over in Warner Brothers, but they're just.
I mean, let's like look. They need to fire JK and they need to make a TV series on HBO Max about Quidditch. Like, that's all we care about. That is literally all we care about.
Cup. We want the Quidditch Cup.
Just give us a sports Harry Potter series. That's all we care about.
I honestly, truly wonder what it would take to get the rights from her.
She wouldn't. Her ego is too big.
Her death.
That's what I'm thinking. She's honestly going to hold those till the day she dies, and I guarantee you she'll probably pass it to someone that's just as bad.
Her
but someone
is too big for her to let it go.
I mean, maybe not as bad, but maybe someone who's just as dumb.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get away from this nonsense because this is BS.
She has kids that she can pass. Oh, she has a lot of kids.
Who would marry that? No, I'm not going to say that.
We're all mad now.
I'm sorry. That was mean. I'm sorry.
Jake, she's